All right, hi. We're doing another snippet here for Chapter 13 for Treasury Stock. So it might be a little longer than the other snippets, and that's okay. I've set it up here. We're looking at authorized stock of 2 million shares, issued stock of 1.25 million shares, and the same amount as outstanding stock. So basically, every stock we've issued, we have outstanding. Our par value is $5 each. We're going to look at this and say buyback was 25,000 shares, and the buyback um, cost at fair market value at the time of the buyback was $8 a share. So after the buyback, how many shares do we have issued? Well, we still have the same amount of stock issued. However, outstanding now, we're going to take this outstanding amount and subtract out what we just bought back. So now we have 1,225,000 shares outstanding because now we control 25,000 of those issued stock. So let's say this buyback occurs on November 15th. Okay, so on November 15th, we purchase these shares back. We're going to debit Treasury Stock for the amount of the buyback of shares times the fair market value. And in most places, at least that I know of, we're going to use cash. Actually, we wanted that in dollars. My apologies. I'm just going to do that just so we don't have any worries. Okay, and then that's $200,000 in cash. All right, right now we don't care about anything. We're not dealing with par value or anything else like that. So what you're going to want to do when you're dealing with situations with treasury stock is you're going to want to track how much you bought it back at and how much of the additional paid in capital and things like that you have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here just for sake of tracking, and I am going to make this T account. I'm actually going to put up 3 just for, I may not need them all, but I just want them available. So this one we're going to put as treasury shares, and then this is going to be treasury, yeah, treasury amount. And then we'll have additional paid in capital treasury, so T/S treasury shares. Okay, so we're gonna deal with those right now. We'll probably deal with the what do I want to call this, retained earnings. All right, so we got treasury stock now here, worth $200,000, and the number of shares we bought were 25,000 shares. So that's what we're looking at here. I'm going to do this, make those comma, and the rest of these are all going to be dollars. All right, now we're fully set up here what we want to do. Let's say now on December 20th, we're going to sell, let's say we're going to sell 7,000, and I'm going to put that down here. Sell 7,000 treasury shares for, let's say, $10 per share. Now we can see right now that that's higher than what we bought them back at, right? So what we're going to do here now is we're accepting cash for this transaction. Let me go and put debit, credits right there. So our cash amount is going to be the $10 times the number of shares we sold. Actually, I don't have that in there, so let's just do 10 times 7,000. So we're getting 70,000 shares for the $10 per share times the 7,000 shares. But we've only sold 7,000 shares, and we had a smaller cost for that. So we're going to have to reduce our treasury stock by the amount of the number of shares. In this case, was 7,000 shares, but we're doing it by how much we paid for it, and that was the $8. The remaining amount is going to be the additional paid in capital for the treasury shares. And we're just going to do this minus our treasury stock. Now we can do that again. We can calculate that. I've showed you that way in several other videos, so I'm not going to do that. So let's go ahead and update this. Our treasury shares now, we lost 7,000 from the sale. That's going to leave us with 25,000 minus it. We have 18,000 shares now. Our treasury amount is going to reduce by this 56,000. And so our amount here is going to be 144,000 left. And our additional paid in capital treasury shares is going to be this $14,000, right? So that's where we're sitting at the present time. Now let's say on let's go to January. January 20th, we allow one of our executives to exercise their stock options. So we're giving them these shares for a bargain, okay? We're going to sell, let's do 10,000 shares. 10,000 shares for $2 a pop, for $2 per share, okay? And this is something that does happen, all right? That companies will sell and do this. With their executives. So I'm just going to bring these down here just for simplicity here. What we're going to do here is we're going to get our 10,000. We're going to multiply it by 2. I'm hard coding these because there's really no way to know what's going to happen. I could do all these nested ifs again if I want to, but I'm not going to. And our treasury stock, though, that we're getting rid of is going to be this 10,000 multiplied by the $8. So we've got to make up $80,000 here. How do we do that? First of all, we're going to start with our additional paid in capital. Oops, I'm just going to go like this. Watch, this is going to make it so easy. Okay, our additional paid in capital of our treasury shares. We can only use what we have. We only have $14,000, so we're going to use that $14,000. Now, we don't match, do we? We don't balance in this account. So what we're going to do is we're going to debit our retained now. Boy, I'm really on one. Retained earnings. And we are going to just do this mathematically minus the sum of these two. Okay, $46,000. So what we're going to do now is we are going to reduce our treasury shares in the amount of 10,000 shares. That's going to leave us 8,000 shares. We are going to reduce our treasury amount by the 80,000. So we're going to be left with 64,000 shares. And then we're going to reduce our additional paid in capital by 14,000 for treasury shares. And then we're going to reduce our retained earnings by the remaining amount. Okay? That's how it works. All right. And then we can sell the remaining 8,000 shares. Maybe we sell the 8,000 shares for $15 a share, and we increase our additional paid in capital again, and our treasury amount and shares will all go to 0, and then we're done. So we'll just have this additional paid in capital for our treasury shares as money we kind of made selling our own stock, right? So that's how we're going to deal with this as far as our treasury stock is concerned. Hopefully that helps clear things up if you've been having some struggles. If you have any further questions, please shoot me an email. We can go over some more of this, or text me, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. Have a good one.